Okay, but the Sultan and the Gumi, they are saying because the US government are pushing pressure on Nigeria. They say what? They said Sharia law
Must
must
be banned.
must be banned. But the likes of Gumi and Sultan, even with Daniel Bala came out again himself. He said what? US can never dictate to Nigeria that Sharia law must stand. That
Now,
Nigeria is a federal, Nigeria is practicing federalism. That US don't have the government, the power to tell Nigeria to ban Sharia law.
good and fine. Good and fine. They speak well. They sounded well. Likewise, them, the Fulanis, doesn't have right to tell Igbo man to bow to Sharia. Yes, Nigerian government, Nigerian Fulanis should know that they don't have rights to tell me to worship Islam or to follow Sharia. If that is the case, and at the same time, me as a Biafran man have rights to have my own law, and my own law is against Sharia. So Sharia should remain in the north. My own law too should remain with me in the east. Then if Yorubas like, let them have their own law. And let's do it like that. If America, I'm talking about Sokoto, Sultan of Sokoto, and Buhara, and including Shegumi or whatsoever you call their group, with Sopi group, could be senseless group, could be non-entity group, could be unproductive group.
If Allah not right,
It's not
he
right.
said, yes, he said Nigeria.
Excuse me. Do you know why I say it's not? They are not right. No. They are not right. They are not. Because first and foremost, there is what we call, even according to constitution, despite the fact that Nigeria doesn't have a written constitution. In a constitution, everybody have rights to worship whatever. Why are they now going against other people's faiths? You see why I say they are not right? Had it been that they permit other people's faiths, I would have said they are 100% right. Since they are going against other people's faith, so that Sharia shouldn't stand and it must not stand. So America have to ban it and Nigeria must stop it. You hear me? Nigeria must ban and stop anything Sharia in Nigeria, because and I've not seen a country whereby you are practicing two constitutions and expect that country to move forward. You expect that country to stand and you expect that country to be productive. I've not seen. There must be a law that carries everybody. If you want your country, that country to move forward, to march forward, to become productive, to excel at the surface of the earth. So if they are still insisting, claiming that America doesn't have such right, that Nigeria, then equally Nigeria doesn't have rights to tell me not to practice whatsoever constitution I lay in my own land. And that constitution, I don't want Islam, we are Christian, we are for Christ Jesus. And I don't want Islam, and I don't want Sharia. That is my own law, and they must obey it. So whatsoever Yorubas want, let them decide. I'm speaking on my own. In my own law, I have freedom of speech, and you can't take it away from me. In my own law, I have right to live and worship whatsoever I feel like worshiping. You cannot dictate for me. In my own place, I am not in a Muslim nation, not to talk more of jihadist nation. It is my law. So Fulanis must not influence or infiltrate any law on the eastern region. They should take note of that. We are talking about federalism. Yes, we are talking about federalism. So let them say.
That's why I say the American doesn't have right to
likewise, they themselves doesn't have rights. Likewise, them doesn't have rights over every other part of Nigeria citizen. They themselves doesn't have right to influence Sharia. What is the meaning of Sharia? Is it a person name? Even if it's a person name or a person law, we don't want it in the East. We don't want it in the East. let it remain in the north. And that means, in other words, Nigerian constitution must be abolished. Everybody should have their own constitution. That is what they are trying to say. I'm trying to interpret their statement clearly to them in case they don't understand what they are saying. So in the north, let them practice their Sharia. In the east, let us practice our own. Then in the west, here, Yorubas like anything they like to practice. That is their own cup of tea. So the Nigerian constitution should be buried. That is what it means. In case they don't know, Buara, Sokoto, and Gumi. In case you people don't understand the meaning of what you are saying. So that is what I have break it down.
Because total disintegration and that disintegration. If America will make good their word and stand on it, because Nigeria can corrupt any system. That, see, Nigeria is number one in that. When Nigeria enters your country, well, you know, they are ready to empty the entire oil well free of charge, just to make sure that Igbo man is not hard anywhere, that Igbo man is not in the presidency, there's nothing, anything that has to do with Biafra dies. But let us watch and see how they are going to succeed in Donald Trump's agenda. How they are going to sell America totally, compromise America on this issue. We are watching.
So you feel that?
So if you don't want Sharia, if they say ban Sharia, if that means you said no.
Sultan said no. He said no, it's not possible.
Who are you? Okay, you are going to practice it in your own side and allow other people also to practice their own on their own side. That means what Mario Rabio, Ted Cruz, Ralimon, especially Ralimon, who said that all options will be given to Donald Trump. Full menu. So Donald Trump have options. Immediately the American would land on this country and there is any pim, then he will say, okay, for national peace and stability, please, you that is owns this region and this territory, please, whatever pleases you, go and do there. And this region, whatever pleases you, go and do there. And that is only when the solution will come. If you believe in Sharia, go and do your Sharia. As simple as that. If you believe in Songo, go and do your Songo. Whatever you believe in, then don't impose anything on anybody. Yes, don't impose on anybody. And that is why they are anything that's contrary to the American international policy, foreign policy, they don't joke with it. Nigeria is a secular nation, and you don't have right to impose any religion on anybody. As simple as that. So if the Sultan of Sokoto, you know, is attacking the US government back, there's nothing that's going to stop them. He is right. What it means that, you know, Nigeria is no longer a secular nation, because Nigeria was registered as an OIC member by Bàndit himself. So in the consciousness of the Finaly illegal political agenda is that Nigeria is an Islamic nation. And I repeat, at what point was that real? A secular nation. As what? So you can see that they continue to push this political agenda from the back. And now, he said this region is not, he said you must kill them. The people who get power now don't come. And they said it must stop. Then let us see what is going to happen. And when you resist them, they have what it takes to stop you too. We have been on the receiving side. But let us not pray that a time will come when Christians will be radicalized. It will be too dangerous for this country. The Christians you are seeing up and down, as you are seeing them, and you feel that they are gentle, they don't have power, they cannot even kill ordinary rat. Christians you are seeing, okay, I can tell you the history of Christians in the world. Because radicalization was removed, I think they are cowards. Christians in Nigeria are not cowards. And I can tell you that 100%.
But we saw over 70 bandits arrested by Amatekun there in Ogun State and in Ibadan. We saw even recently in Ibadan, we saw so many influx of them coming to Ibadan. But Amatekun, is the division of Nigeria not inevitable? Because when the Fulani continue to invade and attack people in the west, in the south, the east,
Let me tell. There's no need of wasting time. But the fact still remains is that they leverage on unity. Nigeria is one, so you can't stop them from going to anywhere they want to go. And that's the fact. You can't stop them. And if you try, that's why I'm saying that Nigeria should divide, so that they know what they want to achieve at the end of the day. If they can't say they want to go to Sokoto or go to Kano or go to Abia State, and you say you are stopping them in one Nigeria, no, it's not possible. And that's the strength they are enjoying today, to infiltrate regions and continue to disalive people. So as we are saying, there are people who are okay. Let us believe that we say we are not intelligent. There are more people that are more intelligent than us, and they are the one handling this matter. And every record, investigation, undercover operations shows that they have infiltrated everywhere. Ready, conventional and non-conventional warfare. They have the fronts, visible and invisible. Those who in Abuja are the ones that are invisible. Nobody knows them. Controlling the visible ones that are infiltrating everywhere. So you will not be surprised whether Amotekun has not been able to come up strong, because a lot of things are involved. You saw Gumi recently when the whole world was shouting. He visited Oyo State. Who brought him to Oyo State? Sheikh Gumi. Who brought him to Oyo State? So it tells you a lot of things.
But not bothered. Nobody's not bothered.
Bothered about what? Is it not part of the agenda? But what is he bothering himself for? The only thing that is disturbing him now is that it looks like Donald Trump, he might not be able to experience Nigeria again. It might possibly be the last president of Nigeria. And that is what a lot of people are praying for. Because his leadership is purely incompetent. As simple as that.
There's no country on planet Earth where Christians are more persecuted than Nigeria. Since 2009, more than 50,000 Christians have been murdered in Nigeria. In that same time period, more than 20,000 Christian churches and schools have been destroyed, burned to the ground. And there is a systematic persecution of Christians by Boko Haram and by other radical Islamic terrorists. I've spent the better part of a decade fighting to stand up to radical Islamic terrorists who are targeting Christians. And the president, I actually saw the president this week, and I pulled him aside to say thank you for designating Nigeria. The consequence of that now, that unlocks targeted sanctions on state officials, targeted sanctions on the country itself and on state and local officials. And indeed, the next step needs to be implementing those specific sanctions.
Now, if a foreign country will come and kill them, and this foreign country will make the mistake of saying, I'm going to protect a certain thing, automatically their psyche is that certain thing that you are trying to protect is my enemy. And look how, and you see Nigerians, the Muslims in Nigeria, whether they are victims or whatever it is, they wouldn't allow a criminal country
Sheikh,
like.
Sheikh, let me stay with you.
No, wait. They wouldn't allow America to come in here and do any military. What happened with what happened is when French. Oh, sorry.
I think with what is happening currently now, yes, the tables in natural rock are already shaking already. There is uproar among Tinubu's internal circle. Everybody is in disagreement. And I like a lot that Bola Ahmed Tinubu has called emergency meeting more than 10 times, and they were not able to factor how they are going to resolve the ultimatum that have been presented by the United States government. Those things that US is talking about, is for them, it's virtually impossible, and the time is running out. So, in the quest to put a kind of showman's agenda or on point, they went and listed these names they listed now, talking about those who are behind sponsorship of bandits, terrorism in Nigeria, have been with the federal government for years. They know about it, and nothing was being done. You can see why the United States government say they are not serious. They are not seeing anything serious. So until Donald Trump came and ignite, some level of check and balance, well, they were not able to do anything. And look at the list they released, as if they just compiled the list now. Those who are sponsoring Boko Haram and bandits in Nigeria have been known by the government for years. Why are they just telling us now they are just releasing the list? So what do you want, that we should celebrate them? Oh, they have done enough investigation and you will just have the list now. The list has always been there and they refuse to act on it. They are making mockery of themselves, they are celebrating mediocrity. Now it has become very clear, that the US boot is going to match this ground. There's nothing you can do about it. And the fear, like they were hearing very clearly, that the Fulanis, that outside themselves now are rejecting, are already calling for possible disintegration of Nigeria before the United States Army steps in. All of them, they are sponsoring bandits. Look at the list. The list has been there. They're all Northerners.
There's no simple Igbo or Yoruba.
That they are on, unless maybe there's another secret list that are going to manifest anytime.
So are Igbos vindicated?
You understand? Bros, what are you talking about? Igbos are not terrorists. The list they brought them from God. Did you see my Finaly card name there? Did you see someone name there? Unfortunately, Samuel Ekpa and Mazin Nnamdi name is not in the list. Then how come federal government labeled them terrorists? You see why the United States government are wiser than them. Nigeria is going to expose themselves to the point of total collapse and disintegration. They are the ones that walk into that trap. They walk into that trap, knowingly or unknowingly, to a point, that every region in this country will call for total separation. Everybody go their way. Because that is where it is heading. If you like, accept it. If you don't like, leave it. Because there's some deep level of corrupt compromises targeted against one particular people. Then Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who knows about this list for years now, order for the arrest. Is he now I want to order for the arrest? Okay, he doesn't know that the list exists. You want to tell me that you don't have access? There's no intelligence support.
Bury the same thing in 2021 for 7 names were kept under the carpet, maybe because of the Fulani.
Oh God, they are the same political party. He's involved. All of them are involved in what is happening in Nigeria. You cannot tell me they are not exempted. Yes, they are all proxies of sponsorship, of banditry, conquest. Muslim ticket is a conquest agenda. It's a political conquest agenda. There's nothing anybody can tell me about that. Unfortunately now, the only people who are not compromising today are the Biafrans, the Igbo Biafrans, who are not selling out to this unfortunate Islamic government in Nigeria. They are the ones. So you can see where the anger, attack, oppression, and suppression is coming from. Because it's a clear-cut agenda that nobody will stop this agenda. But they don't know how God works. The whole thing has been exposed to the international community now. How are they going to cover it up? The more they try to cover it up, the more it leaks. That list you are seeing there has been there since 1999. Every successive government that comes, they try to cover it up. They don't want the north to be hot. Everybody's afraid the northern Fulani. And now, who is afraid of the northern Fulani? The same people. And it was done when America said, no, are you going to stand up now? You can see in less than 2 weeks, the concept, the structure of the presidency has been wobbling. To an extent, he went as far as, bringing the likes of the Nomokri and the rest of them, which the whole world has condemned. Career ambassadors and non-career ambassadors. We are still talking about that. You went and brought somebody you have sacked for 2 years ago, you brought him back. Because I've never seen this kind of a thing. There's total confusion. There's total disengagement. The Senate is not functioning. The House of Reps is not functioning. But they can see that what they care more is how they will continue to share the resources of this country and go to 2023, 27 election. And why it is very important to note that what the United States of America, Nigeria have lost their sovereignty, not 2 words about it, should come quickly and puncture this unfortunate ambition they are nursing against the innocent citizens of this country. Thank you. Continue.
Innocent children, killing them. Let the killer generation be wiped off. Don't say because it has not touched you, you will not feel for them. This is one blood, sir. People are dying. That is the truth. Buhari told us so. The other Buhari, before you go, he said we'll go miss him, and we miss him. Oh God, let Donald Trump come. Go to Benue and see what is happening in Benue. Just yesterday night, they massacred the whole people. Under your watch, you can't govern the nation. If you can't help us, let somebody help us. I don't speak like this, you know me. But I can't be alive and see people blood being shed innocently. I said I will never speak anything that has to do with Nigeria again in my life. But I can't be alive and see people blood being shed innocently. Killing people as if they're animals. No conscience. For the sake of power and money. Anyone that always visits innocent mother, innocent father, innocent children, killing them, let the killer generation be wiped off. We know what we are passing through. Just 2 days ago, look at Benue and Lafayette. Look at what tomorrow they will say, nothing is happening, nothing is happening. Because you are flying all your children to abroad. Bring your children down here. Let all of us die here. You are going to join me. We are going to pray for every terrorism in northern region. Because we are the one facing these hits. You are going to pray along with me. Please understand this. Once your brother is mourning, you also should mourn. We are in the same. I'm speaking to those outside country and those outside Jos. Agree with me as we pray this prayer. Say, that wicked man, that wicked woman.
That wicked man, that wicked woman.
Shedding innocent blood in the land.
Shedding innocent blood in the land.
Die! Open your mouth, begin to pray that prayer.
So there is another coup plot going on in Nigeria currently, and this particular one is from people inside the House of Assembly. And Ojizo Kalu first of all came out and exposed it. People thought it was a joke. Now this matter is now causing serious trouble, serious problem inside the House of Assembly. Just listen to the way they are busy exposing themselves. There is likely going to be a coup in this country if we are not careful. Well, many people have said a coup is welcomed in Nigeria at this point. But for me, I don't know what to say about coup. Listen to them first.
Yesterday, there was a newspaper, a media report that an attempt or a coup to impeach His Excellency Distinguished Senator Godswill Akpabio as President of the Senate. There was no attempt by any of our colleagues here. There was in fact no discussion around the possibility or otherwise of the removal of His Excellency Distinguished Senator Godswill Akpabio as President of the Senate. And we are not taking this misinformation for granted, because we know that at this time is not only that we are all united behind the leadership of His Excellency Senator Godswill Obot Akpabio as President of the Senate, we are also developing a zero level of tolerance to distraction. There was a newspaper, a media report that an attempt or a coup to impeach His Excellency Distinguished Senator Godswill Akpabio as President of the Senate was botched by one of our colleagues, His Excellency Distinguished Senator Orji Uzor Kalu. And Your Excellency, the Deputy President of the Senate, sitting as President of the Senate, called my attention to this, and both of us tried to speak with His Excellency Distinguished Senator Orji Uzor Kalu. And he eventually returned the call, and from my discussions with Senator Orji Uzor Kalu, it was obvious to me that it was quoted out of context. And the reason I'm standing up to make this clarification is that there was no attempt by any of our colleagues here. There was in fact no discussion around the possibility or otherwise of the removal of His Excellency Distinguished Senator Godswill Akpabio as President of the Senate. And we are not taking this misinformation for granted, because we know that at this time, it's not only that we are all united behind the leadership of His Excellency Senator Godswill Obot Akpabio as President of the Senate, we are also developing a zero level of tolerance to distraction, because there are very urgent issues of public importance that we need to attend to in this Senate. And we're trying to ensure that we prevent any form of distraction. And such a report like that to us was aimed at also causing distraction and also trying to create confusion on the minds of members of public. We are totally united in this Senate, and there is no tension in this Senate. And as far as we are concerned,